Okay, so our next topic is getting back into gear. And that just simply means when I say getting back into gear, I'm talking about when you feel like quitting, you feel like giving it up, seems like you're not performing as well as you used to perform, you're not making the type of progress that you used to make, and you want to get back to just a solid foundation, a solid structure. And really, you can do this with 3 steps. This is a 3-step process, and it's very simple, okay? And if you follow this 3-step process time and time again, whenever you feel like giving up, I can pretty much guarantee that you'll get right back to where you were before. So let's go ahead and get into this 3-step process. So step 1 would be to simply step back for a second, and you want to take time to reflect on why you started. You know, when you start pretty much anything, it's always good, and this is the reason why it's always good. It's always good to come up with the reasons why you're doing something, and you want to write these reasons down. And this is the reason why you want to write these reasons down right here, because you can always go back and you can take time to reflect on the reasons why you started. And that will some type of way motivate you from the inside out, because you know it's getting back to the roots of why you're doing what you're doing. And when you think about why you're doing what you're doing, it pushes you through when you feel like giving up. So that's the first step. And pretty much even in the first, beginnings of you wanting to do what you do as far as your business or whatever it might be you're trying to do, your why is very important, because that's what builds that fire and that fuel within you. Okay. And once that fire and that fuel is built within you, you can go on to do great things. And such is true when you remember your why. Okay. So that will be the first step, is to just simply sit back, reflect on why you started. Okay. After you do that and you got a solid foundation as to why you started, that's clearing your head. So your head is clear now and you can think straight and move on to the next step, which would be to simply take another step back and reevaluate your daily processes. Okay. And this just simply means you sit back and you say, hey, what's working for me? What used to work for me? Take everything into consideration as to your daily processes, because that's all this really is a daily process. I mean, success is nothing but processes that are done over time. Okay. So when you reevaluate your daily processes, you can get back to that structure of knowing what to do, because when you can bring it down to a step-by-step process and just repeat that consistently, that's what makes for success. Okay, so you want to reevaluate your daily processes, and you want to make sure that you're doing those daily processes, and you just want to keep on, simply just keep on keeping on by doing that. You've already got in the first step, we already got your head together, back together from where it fell to, and now you're reevaluating your daily processes, and you're on to doing those daily processes again. So you're back on track pretty much, and this last step is going to set everything over the mountain, so to speak. And the last step would be, of course, you're going to still have days where you don't feel like doing anything again. Still going to have lazy days, okay, when you feel like, oh, I don't want to do anything. But on those days, if you simply just set a minimum amount of work to perform on those lazy days, it could get you through, because the minimum amount of work is way better than doing no work at all. You're doing a minimum amount of what you need to be doing, the basis, just to keep you going on the lazy days. And then on the days where you wake up feeling refreshed, you feel like you can tackle the world, those are the days you go all out. Okay. So pretty much you got your 3 steps. I'll just run them down again. The first step is to take time to reflect on why you started, and this clears your head, frees your mind, gets your mindset right again. The second step is to reevaluate your daily processes. And this right here is a process that you do when you're feeling down, okay? And you just reevaluate everything that you need to be doing, write it down, write everything down. You might even, on the first step, you might even want to write your why down again because it may have changed from earlier, okay? But when you reevaluate your daily processes, that can really get you back on track as far as doing the work, okay? And third, last but not least, you want to set that minimum amount of work to perform on those lazy days. So put all three of those steps together, and that'll definitely get your butt back into gear when it seems like you slipped out of gear and your transmission is slipping. It'll repair it for you, okay? So once again, if you got anything out of this, please don't hesitate to like and share it, and visit my blog where you'll see plenty more of marketing tips like this and just business tips and tips for life in general, okay? So until next time, I'll see you guys at the top.